Hello again, everyone. Welcome to the Options Mentor. And once again, we have a crazy week of pricing in the SPX up, down. You really need something wide if you're going to be able to collect theta in this market and not have the trade get out of hand. To that point, I wanted to first start here today by going over my brand new class that actually I'll be doing it live on Tuesday, this Tuesday. It'll be recorded. You can buy it anytime. If you want to be there live, you'll have to be there then. But other than that, it'll always be available there for purchase. I'm doing it. This is the first time I've done one of my classes live because I want to take some questions at the end. And who knows, even if you can't make it, maybe your question will be answered there, or you can always email me if you have any questions after you take the course. But this course is my 2025 spreads update course. I'm going to update how I get into and adjust and manage calendars, diagonals, double diagonals, and fly combos like fly put diagonal combos, which I'm going to be showing you today, or double flies or fly calendars. All that will be covered in this course, the ins and outs, the getting in, the getting out, what I look for to make those determinations. A lot has changed in how I do things in 2024, late 2024, and in 2025. So many of them I decided to just update everything at once. This will be basically like getting three of my courses for the price of two. It has an 80% win rate, by the way, these spreads do. And matter of fact, I was just looking up the fly combo, which I'm in now, and I'm going to show you one today. I've done those 11 times since I started my trade alert service, so I have a record of how they went back in February of 2024. And 9 out of 11 were profitable, two small losses. So it's a very effective trade, but you got to know when to put it on in the right environment. But it does all of my spreads together with my service have an 80% win rate in 2025. Actually, I think it might be a little more than that now. But this course will be this Tuesday at 2 Eastern, 1 Central. If you sign up for the course, you'll get a link to come to it, of course. And I'll be taking questions at the end of it. And like I said, all these spreads, I'll be going over it. 82% since I started the service on the win rate with these. So everything's there. Real world examples, I'll be showing those. I'll be going out on a live platform, showing you how I put it on. It'll be a presentation at the beginning, so all the guidelines are there for you. You'll be able to download that, a PDF or whatever, once you take the course. And and you'll always have direct access to me with your questions after that. So there's a lot there. This course will probably be, I'm thinking, an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on the questions. And then you'll be able to manage all these spreads much better than before you took the course. And there it is. You can follow the link. They're all in the description. I have a link there. It says 2025 spreads update in the description. That's the link you follow. You can also follow arimer.com/Mark and see all my courses, but it's up there at the top. But if all else fails, use that link there in the description of this video. So I wanted to let you guys know that. A lot of people have asked me about it. I've been getting emails about it. So if you want to be there live, sign up. If you just want the course, go ahead and sign up and you'll get it when it's done. All right. So let me go back over and let's get to the matter at hand this week, trading, right? So this coming week, we don't have a whole lot in the way of news. We do have the CPI and I believe a PMI or whatever on this Friday. So that will be a huge number. It's inflation. By the way, the week after that, we have the Fed will be making a rate decision. So that number will be huge because, as you know, of course, the market's always looking for a rate cut. I believe high chance now they think they're getting a 25 basis point cut. But no doubt about it, with this Friday's numbers, they'll be looking if there's some way they can eke out a 50 basis point cut out of the Fed. I wouldn't count on that, but I'm sure the market will be looking for it. And I think you're already seeing a buildup into this rate decision. The market tends to price things before it happens. Many times goes down after it happens and can really go down if it doesn't happen. If we had priced in, say, a 50-point basis cut here and they only get 25, you're going to see some weakness for sure. But you can see we had tremendous weakness the one day, and then we just ever since then chop, chop, chop. But ended the day up at 66, 64 yesterday. But the VIX, look at that, very stubborn. Staying high was up over 23 at one point yesterday. I think it may have even been a little higher. And ended the day at 20.78. So volatility, if we just look at the VIX, is not in the lower part of the range for sure. We're up here a little bit. You can see where we've been the last, well, year here. And you can see, well, yes, certainly we've been higher, but most of the time, as you can see, we've been lower than this, right? By far, most of this graph is below the line there where I'm holding the 20 area. So we know volatility's creeped up a little bit. And that is why I like the idea of doing an SPX fly combo here, where we will look at the butterfly, a call butterfly put on above the market, and then a put diagonal put on below the market. Now, when you put this on, it'll have to be two separate trades. You can't close them all. You can't put them on and take them off all at once unless you have a broker that allows 5 legs. Most don't, because you have 3 legs for the fly and then 2 legs over here. So what you need to do if you want to do a trade like this is you just put on one spread, then the other, boom, boom. Don't try timing it or thinking it's going up or down and you'll put on this or that first. What I do is I set them both up just like you're seeing on your screen. And then I click send at the mid price for both, work my way into it. And then it should look something like this if you get in around this price. Now, this is Saturday, the market's closed. And on Monday, I'm thinking if the VIX is around 20 or higher, this could still be a trade you could consider if it's right for you, if you've done it before. If you haven't ever done this, put it on paper. Don't use real money on a trade you don't yet understand or have done before. But this trade has a wide range. Look at the range. Roughly 65.15, one break even, all the way up to 67.80. That is almost 300 points wide. So that is a tremendous width for the market. And what the whole idea is, let's let the market run back and forth, back and forth. And you're collecting theta every day, and this number grows every day. You see right here, it's $51, but every day it grows. Now, if you look at this trade, I put it on for the 7th of November. I like to be a little further out in time when I do flies. However, that doesn't mean that you'll be in this thing till November. What we're looking to do is get 8 or 10% of what we paid for. So if you got filled here, this would be roughly what, a $2,300 trade. Should be looking to get around 230 bucks, maybe even 200, take it off a little sooner. And if we just look at time decay, which remember, this is going to be important. If we just look at time decay, you might be out of this by the end of this week. You see that? Up to 48 by Thursday there. But of course, it's a theoretical number. It doesn't always happen. And one of the things that influences it not to happen or to happen sooner is volatility. Well, take a look at what we've done here. Volatility is almost non-existent. You know, most of our trades, if they're long vega, are over 100, over 200. If there's just short vega, many times over 100. Whenever you mix the short vega fly and the long vega put diagonal, you essentially mute both of their vega exposures and look at a negative $20, which is what that really means. If the volatility went against you 1 point, you'd lose 21.95. That's what that's saying there. If it happened to go in your favor, you could make that, but it'll have a very small part in this trade. So like I said, usually we're well over 100 or even over 200 with our vega exposure with most of our trades. So that's another thing I like about this. Volatility shouldn't play a big part in this trade, just time decay and price movement. Of course, we want to stay inside this expiration graph here. But if it does that, I think you have an excellent chance. If you don't end up adjusting it or something, you have an excellent chance of being out of this by Friday, if not sooner. But put it on paper, see what you think of it. And always let me know in the comments if you have questions. Or by the way, there was a comment in there about telling me I need to get the fills quicker at Schwab or whatever. I'm not affiliated with any broker. I just use this platform. So I don't have any influence on any broker fees at all. So if you want to join me every day, the links are all in the description. Please hit the like, subscribe, and notify button. here for my YouTube channel. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys all next week with another edition of the Options Mentor. Have a good one, and I hope to see you at my class this Tuesday, or maybe see you around purchasing after that. Email me any questions you've got. Have a good one. Bye bye.